Next at 10, the latest on the deadly terror attack in New Orleans.
As the death toll rises, the FBI is looking for more people tied to the attack. We're live from New Orleans with the latest.
And a local coffee shop vandalized to start the new year. Why the Winter Park restaurant says this could be the final straw. That's next here on Fox 35 News at 10. Right now on Fox 35 News at 10, terror in New Orleans.
This is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil.
A U.S. Army veteran believed to have turned into a terrorist inspired by ISIS.
This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could.
Tonight, as the death toll rises, the president promises a full investigation.
We're going to stand with you as you mourn and as you heal in the weeks to come.
That is our top story tonight. 15 people now confirmed dead, dozens more in the hospital in New Orleans after what police are calling a possible terror attack. A truck slamming into a group of people on Bourbon Street as they were out there celebrating the new year. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. Tonight we're learning more about the 42-year-old Army veteran who was behind the wheel and whether or not he acted alone. Fox 35's Bowen Kidrovich is live in New Orleans tonight with the latest. Bowen.
John, Marlisa, well, before today, people here were excited to ring in the new year here in New Orleans. But just around 3 a.m. this morning, a man drove a pickup truck through a very crowded Bourbon Street, which is now taped off with this yellow tape, as you can see right behind me here, as it is a crime scene. And I've been talking to some of the people who were out last night in the French Quarter, and they tell me they are still very shaken up from what happened. Officials say that tonight's Sugar Bowl football matchup between the University of Georgia and Notre Dame will be pushed off until tomorrow. But from people I've been talking to that were planning on attending the game, they say they may not because of the events that happened today. But the governor does insist that the Superdome is safe. In New Orleans, Bowen Kidrovich, Fox 35 News.
Bowen, thanks so much. We will continue to follow this story and any new developments overnight. Be sure to tune in to Good Day Orlando when you wake up tomorrow morning for the latest updates.
Also new tonight, after more than a decade, that van belonging to a missing woman from Melbourne has been found in a retention pond. And that pond, by the way, was a little more than a mile from her home. So right now, the sheriff's office working to identify the remains that were found inside. Investigators say Kadi Belaya was seen back in September of 2014. She told her children that she was going to go to the store. She took off in her minivan, but that was the last time anybody saw her. And just before Christmas, a team with the Sunshine State Sonar got new information from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. They found the minivan the next day with the remains inside.
We received additional information on that case that was not posted online, cell phone ping data from that evening, and that is ultimately what led us to that particular area where we located her vehicle.
Right now, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office is investigating how that van ended up in the pond. DNA test results are also pending.
Investigators blame celebratory gunfire for two deadly shootings here in Florida during New Year's Eve festivities. One here in Central Florida in Osceola County and the other in the Miami area.
And Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns joins us live tonight with that story. So Kelsey, police again warning people not to shoot into the air. They do it every year, and yet here we are again.
Yes, that's exactly right. Good evening to you, John and Marlisa. Yeah, as the Kissimmee Police Department is really working to track down the person responsible for firing that deadly shot that killed a beloved grandmother and a mother, officers are really reminding everyone that not only is it extremely dangerous and deadly in this case to fire a weapon in the air, it's also illegal. Now, if you have any information that could lead to an arrest in either of these cases, you're asked to give law enforcement a call. And of course, you can always remain anonymous. Reporting live in Seminole County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Tracking the next big thing. Cooler air is moving into Central Florida. Tonight, the temperatures will dip into the 40s, and the temperatures will continue to fall over the next few days. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard is here now.
Okay, so what's tracking out there tonight, Laurel?
Yeah, guys, cooler air is moving in, and we have crystal clear skies out there tonight, which will allow those temperatures to get pretty chilly tonight, but that cool air is going to stay for the next couple of days. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be throughout the upper 60s. So a couple degrees warmer than what we saw today, but we are going to continue to keep that couple of degrees cooling down as we head through the next couple of days, even through the weekend. Warming back up just a little bit to start off the work week, and then we are in for another cold snap. Downtown Orlando right now, it is absolutely gorgeous out there. Crystal clear skies. Those clouds have moved out, and we're going to continue to see that beautiful sunshine with only a few passing clouds as we take a look at your Thursday. For your Thursday, not looking at an ounce of rain, but we are going to see those temperatures cooling down a little bit, and that's going to be the trend as we head into the weekend. We'll talk more about that cool down and another cold snap right behind it in just a few minutes. John, Marlisa.
Thanks so much, Laurel. One person is dead and 7 others are hurt after a Tesla Cybertruck catches fire and explodes right outside of Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel. Officials say the truck was rented and may have had fireworks inside. Tesla CEO Elon Musk says the explosion was not related to the vehicle itself. The person who died was inside the vehicle at the time. Las Vegas police have not ruled out terrorism as a possible motive.
In Mount Dora, one man is in the hospital after his home exploded overnight. Neighbors rushed outside to see what happened after it shook their homes as well. That's when they saw that his home was in shambles. The damage was contained to just that one home. Neighbors helped pull the victim out of the rubble, but he had to be airlifted to the hospital. Eyewitnesses tell Fox 35 that there was no sign of a fire, just the massive explosion.
This thing's just disintegrated. I've never in my life seen anything like that, actually. That is crazy. I felt my trailer rock like a drunk driver just slammed into it.
The official cause of the explosion is still under investigation.
New at 10, if you're heading to Volusia County beaches, it is going to cost you. The county's beach parking program is now up and running. Once free beachside parking spots are now marked with pay upon arrival signs. Daily off-beach parking now costs $20 a day or $100 for an annual visitor pass. One regular beachgoer we caught up with isn't a fan of the changes.
I think it's a bummer. I think that the beach should be accessible to most everybody, and paying for is adding an extra layer of inaccess to people.
Now, people who live in Volusia County can park for free at all 65 designated off-beach lots, but you must have a Park Volusia permit. You can apply for one of those permits at parkvolusia.org.
Well, Fox 35 News at 10 is just getting started. Coming up, a coffee shop starts the year with a smash and grab.
Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live with the details. Manny.
Marlisa and John, the owner's telling me sarcastically, what a way to ring in the new year. A new year, they say, is filled with uncertainty as to whether or not this business will see the end of it. Coming up here in a couple of minutes with the thief left behind that has the owners puzzled.
And an unexpected sight on New Smyrna Beach is turning heads. This giant sailboat named Decoy has washed ashore.
We could pick it up kind of like you pick up a Volkswagen Bug, and you pick it up and we'd carry it back to the water.
How it ended up there and what's next for that stranded vessel.
Plus, there are thousands of people around Central Florida experiencing homelessness. And now a new law could make matters even more complicated.
You can't tell me I can't sleep on the streets when you're not giving me no place to sleep.
With no clear enforcement guidelines, the homeless community feels the pressure. Hear their stories and the impact it's having tonight.
New at 10, a coffee shop in Winter Park is hit by a thief to start the new year. The shop owner said the thieves did more damage than what they actually stole.
The break-in happened at Austin's Coffee on Fairbanks Avenue. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is there live tonight. So Manny, the shop says this is going to be a costly fix.
And Marlisa, the work has already started. The front door is patched up with some plywood. It has been painted to spruce it up just a little bit, but the owner's telling me this is just an added headache they didn't need. And police tonight telling us that they are working to track down any leads. And this, by the way, the first reported crime of the year here in Winter Park, case number 1. We're live in Winter Park tonight. Manny Martinez, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Manny. Let's take a live look over downtown Orlando this evening. Beautiful view out there at our lakes here. Clear, and let's zoom out and take a look. Now you really get the picture. Clear and cool out there right now, but not as cool as it's going to be. Laura Blanchard joins us right now.
All right, Laurel, this cooler weather moving in. I'm trying to prepare myself for it, honestly.
It's going to be a gradual cool down, so it's not going to be like we're hitting a brick wall at this point. It's going to be a gradual cool down. However, I think this is a good warm-up. Maybe not a warm-up, but we are going to be seeing this little bit of a gradual cool down before we really start to get a cold snap in as we take a look closer to the middle of January. Taking a look at Port Canaveral right now, it is crystal clear. A little bit breezy out there, but we're going to continue to hold on to that breeze as we continue to see that much cooler air push into the region. Another crystal clear, gorgeous view as we take a look at the Hard Rock camera. Daytona Beach, absolutely stunning. Saw a lot of people at the beach today when we were taking a look at this camera earlier on today. Nice way to start off the new year. 53 degrees out there right now. That wind coming in at about 7 to 10 miles per hour. And that's that cooler air pushing in. And you can see those cooler temperatures that we're going to be in for tonight, mainly ranging throughout the 40s from Orlando to the East Coast. But if you are higher up on the I-75 corridor, it is going to be a little bit cooler up there. Gainesville, you possibly may be seeing the upper 30s tonight. So we're starting to really see that cool air set in, but this is not going to be the worst of it. As we do take a look at your Thursday, it was about 70 degrees today. We're going to cool down a little bit more for highs tomorrow. Going to be lingering throughout the 60s all across our region. Very comfortable for this time of year. Still a couple degrees below our normal average highs of what we normally see, but there is more cool air that's going to be pushing in. You can see some snow all across the Great Lakes area and areas across the Rockies. And because of this high pressure system that we have right here, all of this cool air is slowly going to start to settle across the southeast. And that is what's going to be creating those cooler temperatures as we head through the weekend. But also this high pressure doing us a favor. This is going to create this gorgeous sunshine that we're going to have not only just through the rest of the week, but through the weekend as well. It's not going to last forever. We are going to have a little bit of a rebound day on Monday. Temperatures going to make their way back up to average, and then another cold snap is afterwards. So we're not going to be seeing the bitter cold just yet. That's going to be on tap for next week. As for what's in store for the rest of this week, again, it's going to be breezy. This much cooler air settling into the region because of that high pressure system. Other than that, that's really about it that's happening. We're just tracking clouds moving in and out of the region. And other than that, it is going to be a very pleasant Thursday. A little bit breezy as we head through the afternoon, clouds moving in and out of the peninsula. But other than that, it's just going to be a beautiful way to end off the week. Gorgeous sunshine both Thursday and Friday. And we're going to keep that beautiful sunshine rolling right into the weekend. Check this out. It's going to be sunny, cooler for sure, but other than that, it is a beautiful weekend on tap. Not too bad for a first weekend of 2025. It's once we head into next week, especially the middle of next week, towards the end of next week, then it's going to get cold. We're going to be seeing those temperatures going from the low 70s on Monday. That's our little bit of a rebound day as we see a frontal boundary push through. This is what's going to be the turning point. We are really going to be seeing some much cooler air push in behind that frontal boundary, and this is what's going to be bringing in that bitter cold as we take a look at next week. We'll talk more about that cold snap coming up in the next half hour, and we'll talk more about your full forecast in just a few minutes. John or Lisa?
Thanks, Laura. Just ahead, the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks avoids the death penalty.
The plea deal that was upheld despite objections from the Pentagon.
And relief for holiday travel headaches. The new rules that mean cash back for flight delays.
When we say breaking news, we mean it. It's not just TV news online. This is news as it happens, live, local, streaming now. I'm Garrett Weimer, Fox 35 digital journalist on Fox Local.
Here's a look at what's coming up in sports on Fox 35, sponsored by Kia. Fox 35 brings you the best in sports, whether it's the MLB, the NFL, soccer, or NASCAR. Fox 35 delivers all year long. From opening day to the championships, we have you covered. The biggest sports are on Fox 35. sponsored by the 2024 Kia Telluride. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires.
Coming up in our next half hour, a stranded sailboat is causing quite the stir on New Smyrna Beach.
So how do you get that off the sand?
Maybe we got a whole group of people together. We could pick it up.
Okay, so residents and tourists have come up with their own theories about how it got there, but we have the actual answers to this beached mystery.
New at 10:30, this boat is stuck in the sand at New Smyrna Beach, and it has a lot of people out there talking.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking how it got there in the first place and what happens next. As Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie found out, the clock is ticking for this stranded sailboat. Developing tonight on Capitol Hill, lawmakers will soon have the task of selecting a House Speaker. The leadership vote is scheduled for this Friday. The current Speaker, Mike Johnson, could win the gavel back if he shores up enough support. The issue is now with Democrats, though. His challenge is getting enough Republicans to support him again.
There's far less tolerance in our party right now than there was, say, in 2023 with a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president to mess around with the speakership fight. We're burning clock on his first 100 days, as you said, legislative priorities we could be getting underway.
Earlier this week, President-elect Donald Trump endorsed Johnson to stay on as House Speaker. But despite that endorsement, at least one House Republican has already said that he's not going to vote for Johnson, and that will set up a potential fight to fill that leadership position.
I appreciate you and your team hearing my voice, because at least I know someone's listening.
Tonight, Fox 35 investigates homelessness in the new year. Starting today, individuals and businesses can sue local governments if people are sleeping or camping in public places. The law banning sleeping in public places went into effect in October.
Now that law can officially be enforced. But what does that mean for law enforcement? Fox 35's Marie Ettinger spoke with people experiencing homelessness who now say that they have nowhere else to go. Another new law for 2025 here. You could be arrested if you interfere with a first responder. The new HALO law creates a 25-foot buffer zone for first responders. The law is designed to help enhance their safety. People who violate that zone could face a second-degree misdemeanor. That means that you cannot threaten, harass, or prevent a first responder while they're doing their job.
It's going to be situational. So if you're told to get back and you're within the 25 feet, you would have to get back to outside the 25 feet. But it's going to be a case-by-case scenario. I think a lot of people are concerned that anybody with a video camera is just going to be under arrest, and it's just not the case.
Also in 2025, local governments will have to speed up the process for building permits. This new law requires cities to approve or deny permits within 30 business days for smaller projects and 60 business days for the larger structures. In the Fox 35 Sports Zone, the Orlando Magic on the road tonight, taking on the Pistons.
Tonight's matchup comes after this nail-biter against the Brooklyn Nets Sunday night. All right, coming up on the late news at 11, 2025 is already here, but a lot happened in Hollywood last year. We boiled down the big moments. Plus, a mom has people boiling online, debating how parents should handle kids once they turn 18. I promise you, you've got to stick around to hear this. Again, that's coming up on the late news at 11. John?
And next year on Fox 35 News at 10, flight delays could mean cash back for you. How to claim your money from this new federal law. And Blue Origin could launch a new rocket next week, the reusable powerhouse that aims for the stars. First of all, the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. Gas is $2.83 a gallon. It's at the 7-Eleven on Southwest College Road in Ocala. All right, Laurel has a look at that Arctic blast of cold air coming this way straight ahead.
My dad loved weather. I was that crazy kid that was running out into the storms, and from then on out, I knew that was something I wanted to do. I'm fascinated by the weather and what's happening outside. I'm TJ Springer, and you can depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Nightlights is sponsored by Ocean Bank, taking business further.
Got a consumer alert tonight. Well, if you were impacted by the flight delays or even a cancellation over the holiday season, you may be able to get your money back. It's all thanks to a new federal law requiring refunds for passengers if they have to wait hours longer than expected. Fox 35's Marie Ettinger explains what you need to do to get that cash. Well, the weather across Central Florida is great for any flights this week. We're talking clear and cool out there. Laura Blanchard joins us right now. So we have some great weather here, but we're still looking at that big drop in temperatures when next week, right?
Yeah, it's going to be on the cooler side. We're already starting to see that cooler air settle into the region, but despite that cooler weather, we are still going to be seeing that gorgeous sunshine. So honestly, it's kind of a win-win situation in my book. Overall, taking a look at iDrive, crystal clear out there, not a cloud in the sky. And that's exactly how it's going to be through the majority of your Thursday. The clouds that we saw a little bit earlier on today have moved on out, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of clouds move on in as we head through the day tomorrow. Other than that, it's going to be a beautiful Thursday. Temperatures out there right now slowly starting to cool down, and a few areas are going to continue to see those temperatures drop as we head through the rest of the overnight tonight. Temperatures really going to be bottoming out through the 40s. Taking a little bit of a zoom out as we do take a look of what is actually bringing in this much cooler air. It's this high pressure right here. This is, although it's bringing us in the sunshine, it is also bringing us in that much cooler air from where we're seeing actually some snow across the Great Lakes in the Midwest area. That much cooler air is moving into Central Florida, and that's what's going to be cooling us down through the next couple of days. Here's what temperatures are across the country right now. We are still seeing temperatures in the 60s here in Orlando, but up in Minneapolis, 20 degrees up there. And if you even take a look up towards northern Canada, that is some pretty cold air. Unfortunately, that's the air that's going to be making its way down to our neck of the woods as we head through next week. So a little bit of a cool down over the next couple of days, but another cold front's going to be moving through, and that is when we are going to be seeing some pretty cold temperatures out there. Taking a look over the next couple of days, we're going to be cooling each day down by a couple of degrees. Saturday is going to be the coolest, temperatures throughout the low 60s. Little bit of a rebound day. Temperature is going to be on Monday back into the low 70s. Very average for this time of year temperature wise. And then we're going to get a cold snap. That Arctic cold air that we were talking about in northern Canada, that is what's going to be making its way across the southeastern United States as we head into next week. So this is really targeting January 9th to about the 15th. You can see we are going to be well below average for temperatures as we take a look at next week. So be prepared to definitely break out that winter cold gear, because we are going to be seeing very chilly temperatures across the entire southeast as we take a look at next week. So here's the setup. We were already talking about that cold Arctic air all across Canada right now, and this is going to be the setup. This wave that's making its way across the U.S., this is what's just going to carry all of that cold air and, of course, bring it right into the southeast. So we are all going to be seeing very much below average temperatures as we take a look basically through the entirety of next week, really honing in on Tuesday until about next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, before we slowly start to see those temperatures warm back up and this pattern start to break up just a little bit more. But you can see in your 7-day forecast where exactly that cold snap really is. We see those temperatures cool down, but then really start to pick back up on Monday. Monday afternoon, Monday evening into Tuesday, that is when that cold front is moving through, and look at that temperature drop. We are going to be dropping about 13 degrees as we take a look from Monday into Tuesday, and it's only going to get cooler from there. You can already see, especially in those overnight lows, it's going to be chilly out there. Temperature is going to be going from lows in the 50s on Monday down into the low 40s, and heads up, it's only going to get more chilly from there. So make sure you do have those warmer sweaters picked out, especially as we head through this weekend. John?
All right, coming up next, new year, new resolutions. Experts suggest starting small is the best way to keep your goals alive. We have some tips to keep you on track. And before we head to break, you're taking a look over Chicago right now. Beautiful skyline. Lots of green and red still in the buildings there. All right, we're back in a couple of minutes here on Fox 35 News at 10.
Fox Local is Fox 35. Anywhere, everywhere you are.
Coming up tonight, sky-high achievements,
live news, and more. Fox Local is built for you. On your phone, on your TV, as local as you are. Fox Local is Fox 35. A water moccasin bites.
Worst case truly would be an amputation.
The race against time to save a blind man's hand. I Survived, tonight at 10.
Well, the new year is a great time for a fresh start, but research finds most people abandon their resolutions by the second Friday in February, just a couple of weeks. So if you want your goals this year to last more than just a couple of weeks, psychologists recommend you keep them small. If you're not sure where to start, they say consider starting activities that you're already familiar with and make sure your goals are easy to measure too.
You want to pick something that's close to what you can do. So if you never have run a mile in your life, you're not going to commit to run a marathon this year. But you may commit to start walking 3 times a week for 15 minutes.
New data from the Associated Press shows that more than half of adults say they will make at least one resolution for this year. Roughly 3 in 10 of us say resolutions are going to be centered on exercising and eating healthier. And when it comes to excitement, about 4 in 10 adults say that 2025 is going to be a more exciting year for them. Well, again, it's only just begun, right? 2025 started today, and there's already a new culinary trend out there. The Food and Beverage Trends Report has named brown sugar as the flavor of the new year. It's not just for food or baked goods either. They say the use of brown sugar will continue to grow in popularity in sauces, condiments, and beverages too. You can expect it to be used among baristas and mixologists in your drinks as well. Also from Fox 35 Mission Control, Blue Origin could be getting ready to launch their new Glenn rocket next week. A new aerospace advisory shows this new launch is set for Monday. The window goes from 1 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Then there's a backup window for the same time on Tuesday. The FAA cleared it for liftoff last week. This new Glenn first stage rocket is meant to be reusable, and it even lands on a barge in the Atlantic, just like the SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets do. The company says it can be launched up to 25 times and will produce nearly 4 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. Also trending right now, what's old is new again. Rewind back to the 80s. Remember Jolt Cola? Well, it is making a comeback. The brand first gained attention for offering up all the sugar and twice the caffeine. Loved it. Each can will contain 200 milligrams of caffeine. Now, for comparison, a cup of coffee is 95. Both Monster and Red Bull energy drinks have about 80 milligrams of caffeine. So yes, Jolt is going to be a whole lot higher. Again. Late news at 11 coming up next. Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith has our coverage in just a couple of minutes right here on Fox 35. Happy New Year.